Have you ever felt the agonizing weight of a decision that could define an entire era, a choice so monumental it could either forge a dynasty or condemn a franchise to years of regret? That's the suffocating pressure currently engulfing the Los Angeles Lakers, a team caught in an impossible tug-of-war between the fading glory of LeBron James's championship window and the desperate, urgent need to secure a viable future. Every Austin Reaves trade rumor isn't just speculation. It feels like another brutal punch to the gut of a fan base already bleeding purple and gold. The Lakers find themselves trapped in a basketball purgatory, forced to choose between loyalty to a beloved underdog and the cold, hard calculus of championship contention. It's a scenario so painfully dramatic, so fraught with high-stakes gambles, that even Hollywood's finest screenwriters couldn't script it better. In perhaps the most eyebrow-raising, utterly audacious development of this summer's rumor mill, Sports Illustrated's Ben Steinar has floated an idea that sent shockwaves through the NBA landscape. The Boston Celtics, the Lakers' eternal, bitter rivals, potentially acquiring Bronny James from Los Angeles. Yes, you read that correctly. The very team that Los Angeles has battled for decades, the franchise facing a transitional season due to Jason Tatum's Achilles injury, could be trading for the son of their former nemesis. Steinar's reasoning, while initially jarring, centers around a surprisingly compelling narrative. Bronny's desperate need for development away from the suffocating, almost impossible pressure of playing alongside his legendary father. He would still be able to play for one of the most iconic franchises in sports, a team steeped in championship tradition, but crucially, he would be away from the relentless, microscopic scrutiny and the impossible expectations that come with playing next to his father in Los Angeles. The statistics, when viewed through the lens of his NBA debut, tell a sobering story of Bronny's initial struggles. In 27 appearances last season, he managed a modest 2.3 points per game, shooting a dismal 31% from the floor, and an even more concerning 28% from three-point range. These numbers on their own paint a bleak picture for a player with such immense expectations. However, his G League performance painted a dramatically different, far more encouraging picture. There, Bronny showcased flashes of his true potential, averaging an impressive 21.9 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 5.3 assists per game, coupled with significantly improved shooting percentages. This dichotomy highlights the immense pressure he faced in Los Angeles. The Celtics, meanwhile, have meticulously built a reputation as a premier development machine, a franchise that consistently transforms raw talent into valuable contributors. They've nurtured players like Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser into reliable rotation pieces while cultivating superstars like Tatum and Jaylen Brown. For Bronny, Boston could represent the fresh, start his nascent career desperately needs, a sanctuary away from the blinding spotlight of Los Angeles and the impossible weight of the James surname. It's a trade that, while seemingly minor in terms of immediate impact, carries a profound psychological and symbolic weight, offering a potential lifeline for Bronny while simultaneously giving the Lakers a chance to shed a layer of the emotional baggage tied to LeBron's eventual departure. But if the Bronny speculation seems far-fetched, a dramatic twist in a long-running saga, then the Giannis Antetokounmpo rumors border on the fantastical, a dream scenario so dazzling it almost blinds you to the brutal cost. Alex Kirsenbaum's Blockbuster proposal would see the Lakers package their beloved Austin Reaves, promising young talent Dalton Connect, multiple future draft picks, and various salary fillers in a desperate, all-out bid for the two-time MVP, currently locked into a staggering $175 million contract with the Milwaukee Bucks. This isn't just a trade. It's an organizational declaration, a do-or-die gamble on the final years of LeBron's unparalleled career. LeBron's agent, the ever-vocal Rich Paul, has made his client's position crystal clear. LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He understands the Lakers are building for the future, he grasps the long-term vision, but above all else, he values a realistic, tangible chance of winning it all now. This statement perfectly encapsulates the Lakers' impossible balancing act, the precarious tightrope walk between present ambitions and future stability. The mathematics of such a trade are staggering, almost dizzying in their implications. Los Angeles would sacrifice their 2031 first-round pick, their 2032 second-round pick, and swap rights for multiple years, essentially mortgaging their entire future, emptying their asset cupboard for one final glorious championship push. It's the kind of all-or-nothing gamble that either creates immortal dynasties, etching names into the annals of basketball history, or utterly destroys franchises, leaving them barren and bereft for a decade. Former Lakers player Mario Morris recently fanned the flames of this win-now fervor, claiming on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast that LeBron could play until age 46. That's for a fact, Morris asserted with unwavering conviction. That's factual. He's 42, and he's still having the best years of his career. If Morris's audacious prediction holds even a shred of truth, then pairing a still dominant LeBron James with the unstoppable force that is Giannis Antetokounmpo could create the most dominant, physically imposing, and utterly terrifying frontcourt combination in recent memory, a duo capable of bending the league to their will. Yet, at the very heart of every Lakers trade rumor, every whispered negotiation, every agonizing what-if, sits Austin Reaves, the undrafted guard, plucked from obscurity, has become both their most valuable trade asset and, perhaps more importantly, their most beloved player. His meteoric emergence from an overlooked prospect to averaging 20.2 points, 5.8 assists, and 4.5 rebounds on incredibly efficient shooting has made him a poster child for Lakers' development success, a beacon of hope for every underdog. Zach Buckley's proposed trade, sending Reaves and a 2031 first-round pick to Dallas for Derek Lively II and Caleb Martin, highlights the uncomfortable, brutal reality facing Los Angeles. As one executive candidly told ESPN's Tim Bontemps, Reaves will command $30 million plus on his next contract, potentially pricing him out of the Lakers' long-term plans, a cruel twist of fate for a player who has given so much. The Dallas connection, however, makes strategic sense, especially given Lively's established chemistry with Luka Doncic and his undeniable defensive potential. Lively averaged 8.7 points and 7.5 rebounds, while providing the Mavericks with exactly the kind of rim protection and pick-and-roll partnership that could significantly benefit Los Angeles, particularly with Doncic now firmly entrenched as the Lakers' future cornerstone. But trading Reaves would represent more than just a cold, calculated basketball transaction. It would signal the end of one of the most inspiring underdog stories in recent Lakers history, a tale of grit, determination, and unwavering heart. The 27-year-old has become synonymous with hustle, relentless effort, and clutch playoff performances that have endeared him to a fan base desperate for authentic homegrown connections to their team. His departure would leave an emotional void, a sense of loss that goes beyond mere statistics. The Lakers' dilemma represents everything that is both captivating and fundamentally flawed with modern NBA roster construction. They are simultaneously trying to maximize LeBron's remaining precious championship window while desperately attempting to build for a post-James future, two objectives that are by their very nature fundamentally incompatible. Trading for Giannis would represent the ultimate win-now move, creating a super team undeniably capable of competing with any roster in the league, a juggernaut designed for immediate glory. But it would come at an astronomical cost, the sacrifice of literally every future asset, leaving the franchise barren and devoid of draft capital once both superstars inevitably decline. Conversely, holding on to Reaves and their precious draft capital represents prudent, responsible long-term planning, a strategy aimed at sustainable success. But it essentially concedes that LeBron's championship window, that golden era, has definitively closed. For a franchise built on the relentless pursuit of championships and the honoring of legendary players, that admission would be devastating, a bitter pill to swallow for a fan base accustomed to perennial contention. As training camp approaches, the Lakers face increasingly urgent, agonizing decisions about their very identity and direction. LeBron James, despite his incredible longevity, won't wait forever for championship reinforcements, and Austin Reaves, as his value continues to skyrocket, won't remain affordable much longer. Every day of indecision, every moment of hesitation, brings them closer to the worst possible outcome. losing both their present competitiveness and their future flexibility, a nightmare scenario for any storied franchise. The Bronny trade rumors, while seemingly minor in the grand scheme of things, represent the kind of creative, out-of-the-box thinking necessary to navigate these treacherous, high-stakes waters. Moving him to Boston could provide valuable draft compensation, a crucial asset for future moves, while simultaneously removing a potential source of locker room tension and media circus. But the real question remains whether Lakers management, from Rob Pelinka to Jeannie Buss, has the courage, the conviction, and the steel stomach to make truly franchise-altering moves. Trading Reaves for Giannis would require admitting that their current roster, even with Doncic and Ayton, isn't championship caliber, while simultaneously betting absolutely everything on two aging, albeit legendary superstars. The Lakers have built their unparalleled reputation on bold moves, audacious gambles, and an unwavering commitment to championship ambitions. Now, they must decide whether they have the stomach for one more all-in bet, one final, desperate roll of the dice in pursuit of Banner 18, or the profound wisdom to finally prioritize their future over the echoes of their glorious past. These aren't just trade rumors, Fabiano. They are raw, unfiltered glimpses into the very soul of a franchise at a critical crossroads, a moment of truth that will define its trajectory for years to come. The decisions made in the coming weeks will define not just this season, but the entire post-LeBron era in Los Angeles, shaping the narrative of one of the NBA's most iconic teams. So, what do you think, Lakers Nation? What should the Lakers do with Austin Reaves? Should they trade him for a superstar, making one last desperate push for glory? Or should they bravely build around him and their young core for a more sustainable, if less immediately gratifying future? Drop your thoughts, your fervent arguments, and your boldest predictions in the comments below. And if you believe this franchise is about to make a decision that will either make or break their championship dreams, hit that like button with all the passion you have. Let's get this conversation roaring.